Hey guys, welcome to Killscreen Gaming. Today we're taking a look at Destiny. I've got with me my good buddy Nico. How's it going, Nico?
Hola, I'm doing good.
Good. So this is going to be your first time on our show?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. For those that don't know, hopefully you do know by now, I'm Ryan, one of our hosts here.
And I'm Nico.
Yeah, I think we went over that already.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but I don't know for sure. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to take a look at Destiny. Now, I would imagine that some of you have probably already seen some footage, since there was a beta not too long ago. Last month, they had some time available for people to play. If I'm not mistaken, Nico, you played quite a bit of that beta, right?
Yeah, I maxed all 3 characters. I played a lot.
So you went max level with basically every class you could play?
Yeah, mind you, max level was what, 7?
I thought it was something like that, like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
I think I got to like level 3, but I only played for maybe like one night, like 3-4 hours. All right, well, I guess we should probably get into it. So let's do this. This is the first time that I have actually launched the game, so there might be some stuff we have to do. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. Where are we? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to get you straight into the character creation.
Character creator?
Yeah, I think so.
So we got, what, 3 classes. We got a Titan, we've got a Hunter, we've got a Warlock. So let's see, what's Titan? What are we looking at here? You said you played all 3 of them?
Yeah, so Titan, when I was playing it, it's the tank, the best way to put it.
Okay.
If you go in a MMO kind of terminology.
Yeah. Right.
So run and gun gets in there and gets out. You can see some of the abilities that he gets. The striker ability, it's like a grounds pound that does an AoE.
So it hits area damage around him. Does it do anything like a knockback or anything like that? Like a stun or something?
I believe so. I believe
Yeah.
it knocks them back, if I remember correctly.
Cool.
And then it has a defend, which is obviously a shield over top.
Yeah, that makes sense. So then we got what? Hunter.
So the hunter would be the closest to it, would be like almost like an assassin style thing.
Okay.
What's kind of cool with this one, because both the Titan and the Warlock, their special ability just does it once, while the Gunslinger for the hunter, you get a special golden gun that you could shoot, I believe it was 3 times.
Okay.
And it does massive amounts of damage from there.
Yeah, I think that's what I was playing in the beta, if I remember correctly. It's like a laser gun or something. It's like a light beam gun type thing, but.
And something to also, what's different is the melee weapon. You get to throw knives. So that's something that I really liked with this one. I just like throwing knives in every game. It's one of those things.
So you like Call of Duty then, when that stupid fucking throwing knife that.
Oh yeah, Tomahawk and Black Ops. That was the best.
Yeah, drive me crazy. So what is this? We got Warlock now, so this is going to be, my guess is magic heavy based on his little hand animation there.
Yeah, so he, the way that it works, it does a kind of an area effect as well, but it shoots almost like a Hadouken style thing.
Hadouken!
And it hits down, but you can kind of aim it.
Okay.
It took me a while to get used to it when I was first playing it. To me, I'm thinking when I was playing it, low levels for this class will be not so good, but
Yeah.
looking at some of the future things that you could get, the actual, it gets actually kind of interesting. But that's, I think most Magic users are like that. I
Yeah.
find that low levels kind of boring, while this one gets a little bit better afterwards.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So obviously this is a shooter, right? So like everyone's primarily a gun using class, but then you've got sort of your side abilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know what I want to go with. Maybe I'm gonna give Warlock a try. I usually play casting classes when in my games. So race and gender. I'm gonna be a male human, male awoken. I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Woken.
Awoken. Oh, awoken. Literally the word awoken. Duh. Boy, I am good at English. And then, ooh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's like a robot-esque.
I want it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm hoping outside of beta it explains some of these races a bit more.
Yeah, they didn't really have much as far as story that I was like. I mean, there was some missions, but
Nothing really explaining it. So this is what I was talking about before, where it's, yeah, you get to pick your face shape, but nothing to the extent of the Bethesda games.
right. where you get to like choose like eye size, like cheekbones and things like that. You can get into. I like this one. It reminds me of what's it, Garrus, I guess, from Mass Effect. It's sort of like the jowls that he has. But I think I'm probably gonna go with this default one because I think it looks cool. I'm a simple person. I like simple figures and shapes and things. Orange. Ooh, that's like a bronze, coppery type color. Let's go stark white. Mouth contour. Oh, that's cool. Orange on the inside and then eye color. Make your eyes orange. I'm down.
Yeah, this is the actual race that I chose as my first character. As a warlock, oddly enough.
Oh, head features. You can like change some extra. That's kind of neat. Yeah, it's just a little bit. Ooh, it's like head's blown up. Can I rotate my character though? I don't think I can. Sticks aren't doing it. All right. And then head feature color. Maybe like purple or lime green or something. I can make that orange too. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna go bare bones. It's easier. Oops, markings. So this menu system is kind of weird. It's cool, but it's also like it's weird that I have a cursor. Like I'm not like navigating buttons. I'm actually legitimately moving a cursor around.
Oh, it probably is indicating that it was made originally for the PC.
Yeah, they've got plans for mouse controls and stuff.
Something to keep in mind, every race has a different, when you're customizing it, they have completely different sets that you could put onto there.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool that you could change around quite a bit and make everything look different.
So not only do you get to choose like race, that's sort of the base kind of look, you also get to pick customizations specifically about that.
Yeah, specific to the race.
For that race, that's cool.
So far, this is looking like from what I remember of the beta.
Yeah, this is the intro. Was that same clip for me in the beta, so I think it probably was the first. You probably started the beta out at the very beginning of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. First landing, humans landing on Mars. What's up with the Asian writing? I don't get. It's like, I don't know. Is this like the last two languages spoken on Earth?
Yeah, they're gonna do a Firefly kind of thing.
Yeah.
China uses one of the last ones.
Yeah.
I think it's trying to show as if they're getting filmed at the same time.
Hmm.
At least the technique they're trying to go for.
Right. It's a beautiful trailer, though. Well, not really trailer, but a little cutscene. Pre-rendered, obviously, but... Oh god, I'm gonna die. Don't die. This is kind of long. Yeah, there we go. What is it? This thing's called the Traveler, I think they call it?
Yeah, the beta didn't go too far into it, but the story's going to say what exactly it's going to be, so I'm not going to spoil it just yet.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy.
This guy sounds like, I know it's not him, but it sounds like that old dude that's in, what is that, like, that vampire movie?
It is him.
Is it really him?
It's Bill Nye.
Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome.
A darkness.
I was like, it sounds so much like
which
him.
had hunted it for eons.
Yeah, they have quite a
across the
few
black gulfs
big
of
cast members. They
space.
have
Centuries
Peter
after
Dinklage
our
is your
golden
little
age began.
robot companion. That's the only big name I knew was in it. I was like, this sounds so much like that guy, but...
And that was the end of everything.
I'm sure Nolan North is somewhere in here.
Yeah, that guy is
But it
secretly
was
in every
also
video game ever made. Like,
thing.
all the way back to, like, Pong. Somehow, like, he was the guy that made the, like, boop,
Yeah.
boop sound that they use in Pong.
He was the original Pew 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 guy.
Oh, yeah. I really just want to play this game. Can I just play? Is that allowed? Are you going to let me do that, Bungie?
Nah.
I guess not. Oh, more trailers.
It detected that you played a 343 game and it's just going to shut off.
You know what? At least it's not. What is it? Metal Gear Solid 4 with the like 45-minute trailer or like
that was
cutscene
the
in the middle of the
best.
game. The best, as like spoken in the most sarcastic tone possible.
Yeah.
I hope that was just retarded.
I remember watching a friend playing the game. I thought he was watching a movie.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought I was watching a movie too. I was confused. So I'm assuming this is in engine. Like we're not in a cutscene anymore. I suspect.
I think it is. It does do a bit of a loading thing later on.
Oh, yeah?
This is straight from the beta right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is familiar. I remember this part. He's searching for me. He's gonna bring me back to life.
This is their little tutorial section. For getting just the basic.
So what are those those things called? The Dread, or what, was that their name?
Yeah, I believe it was Dread. Dredd.
Yeah.
I think it was. When I first saw this, I originally thought it was you.
That you were hunting Peter
That-
Dinklage.
Yeah, because I didn't know anything about the storyline before I played it.
Makes sense. So I think, if I remember correctly, this is sort of the section of the game that's been at
Possible?
basically every trade show for the last little while.
There you are.
Is that when you found me?
This time around, yeah. Don't worry, next time you play it with a different character, he'll find you again.
Oh,
Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long.
you don't know how long I've been looking for you.
I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things
That's
you won't
weird.
understand.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people didn't like his voice for this
This is fallen
for this
territory.
game.
We aren't
I thought it was
safe
a
here.
kind of a cool way of
I
doing
have
it.
to get you.
The electronic little squeaks everywhere.
Yeah, I love it. I think they did a really good job with it. I know
Don't worry, I'm
one
still
of the
with you.
things that I
We need to
heard,
move.
you know, a lot of
Fast.
people making a fuss about was that he had no personality. Like the tone was flat, and there wasn't like any emotion behind it, which is silly to think because he's a
We won't
robot.
survive
Yeah.
long
Like,
out in the
why would a
open like
robot
this.
have
Let's get
emotion?
inside the
Yeah,
walls.
exactly.
Yeah. Enter the wall.
So when I first started playing this game, because how I play every game, I check everything everywhere just in case there's a hidden loot.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time around everywhere else. And
So if I like take my sweet ass time, do those guys that were behind us, do they find me? Do they attack me?
I don't know if they ever find you, but your little robot guy is going to get on your case.
Oh yeah.
Didn't bring you back just for you to die again.
Right on cue,
You have to
apparently.
move.
Yeah.
So first thing I notice, obviously, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful. It's huge. Like this part is not really showing it too much, but it's
Well, I mean, you can still see some details, like look at these the reflections and stuff.
You
That's
can hear
pretty
me,
cool.
right? We are going to die out here. I need you to trust me on this.
I don't know if I
We'll
wanna
be
trust
safer
you, Peter.
inside.
I forget his actual name in this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's just call him Peter. For
I
now on.
call him companion.
Okay, I need to find you a weapon before the Fallen find us.
So for anybody who didn't notice, it's like any typical shooter controls wise. Right stick is look around, left stick's move, click the left stick sprints, that kind of stuff.
They're right above us.
Apparently, I'm supposed to be quiet. I'm really bad at that. I don't actually know if that makes a difference or not.
No, not at all.
Hang tight. Fallen thrive in the dark. We won't.
Or are they called the
We need
Fallen?
more light. I'll see what I can do.
I think what it is their not race, but their class, I guess, or maybe it's their race is called a Fallen, and then they have different.
Maybe there's probably different type of fallen.
Yeah, and Dread is one of them.
They're coming for us.
Oh, we'll find out right away.
I found a rifle. Grab
Where's
it.
this rifle? Over here. All right.
I hope
Me
you
too.
know how to use that thing.
All right.
What was that?
So yeah, just again like the visuals, like the lighting effects and everything. Like it's no doubt no doubt at all that like next gen hardware is a significant upgrade over like last gen, or 360 PS3 range or whatever. Like we're playing this on an Xbox One, and yeah, it's beautiful. It runs nice and smooth. Although I think it is running on at only 30 frames per second, if I remember correctly, from what I was reading, what I understand.
I honestly didn't even
Yeah.
read any of that. I mean, it was a beautiful game, so I just played it anyways.
Yeah, I guess I mean I say that as if it matters. I am not one of those people that buy into the idea that like 60 frames per second makes a huge difference. For me, it's about like consistent frame rate and balance. Like if your goal is to hit 60 frames per second and you do that like inconsistently and it jumps up and down, that's worse. Like I'd rather have 30 locked.
We will have to see how it handles when there's a lot of people, especially when we get into like a multiplayer aspect.
Yeah,
To see just a lot of stuff going on. I definitely had the feeling that in its PvP portion that the frame rate dropped a bit,
Oh, really?
but
There's
throughout
more
the whole
ahead.
thing,
Keep it
not
up.
just at parts, just in general.
Okay.
It was the graphics was toned down slightly. I just noticed that. So they're called Dredge,
Dredge. Okay.
not Dread. Dredge.
Interesting. Well, I mean, so far, I hate to say it, but it feels like Halo. It plays a lot like Halo, but it makes sense, given Bungie's pedigree coming
Loot
from
cache.
having
Let's see
created
what's
Halo. and
inside.
everything.
Yeah, it definitely has. To me, when I played it, I just felt Halo. A lot of people have put it towards Borderlands, just not cartoony. I don't feel that much
Chip
Borderlands.
mines.
Yeah, I
touch
don't
them.
get that either. I've heard a lot of people make that comment, and I don't see it. Like, I mean, Borderlands. The thing that made Borderlands what it was its like insane customization for the weapons, and like the fact that there's like a million different weapon combinations you can find in that game, and like that's not what this is about. This isn't that kind of game. So I don't know. It seems like a weird comparison to me. I don't get it.
To me, even the enemies move like Halo enemies. They sound like Halo enemies. They look like Halo enemies.
Yeah, this game screams Halo for me too. Also, this shotgun has the most god-awful recoil.
And really bad range. I personally didn't use any shotguns after using it for too long. I just went straight back to the normal rifle or a sniper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to do that too. I'm just sort of... I wanted to give it a shot, but like, this is crazy. Like, you shoot and you're like looking at the ceiling. Gotta compensate a lot for that. So that's a bit weird.
Well, it is a starter one, so it's a good way of showing a real huge difference for a starter shotgun over later on in the level.
That's true, yeah. You get a better one that has less recoil.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. Well, that was kind of neat.
So from what I've noticed is that the dredge that we saw before, those are kind of like the peons, the grunts as they were from Halo, and then the vandals are a bit higher than that, so more so like
Okay.
the elites.
They also seem to have a different attack. They've got that weird spiral. Like, the Dredge just have like a regular kind of pulse gun. But this Vanguard, or whatever his name was, or Vandal,
Vandal.
has a like spirally... So do I have like a melee attack of some kind?
You do.
I'm curious, what is
So
this?
that should be
Whoa! That's fucking cool.
pushing in right stick. Was that it, or was it
That was bumper.
Oh, bumper.
So, I have like a melee? Like an actual melee? Oh,
No,
that's-
that would be a melee. I just
Okay.
forgot the button.
Okay, so shields do regen. That's neat. So there's actually, like, you don't have to collect health potions or anything like that in this game.
Something that's kind of interesting is the radar system. It's a bit different than in Halo in specific.
Okay.
It's at the top right, and it's segregated into quadrants, and it just shows you a red line where in the general direction the enemy is.
Oh, okay.
The Fallen
That's
have
weird.
a tighter hold on this place than I thought. Just a
What's your
little
problem,
bit
Peter
further.
Dinklage?
Let's hope there's something left out there.
You should have known that.
I'm not noticing a lot of tear when you're moving side to side. That's-
Yeah, like you don't see really screen tear at all. There's no screen tearing. That's cool. I'm in love with how beautiful this game is. I know I've said that a bunch already, but it's just, yeah. They done good, those guys over at that Bungie place.
Who's
This was an
Bungie?
old cosmodrome. There's got to be
Isn't
something
that
we can fly
like
out of here.
a bouncy thing?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like a bungee cord.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you use those to secure that. Ooh, flare.
Incoming.
What? Oh.
So I don't know if we're gonna get one while doing this.
Oh,
So
boy.
what's kind of cool is those kind of events that you just saw. Those happen randomly throughout the open world,
Oh, really?
and you get a chance to play those random ones
Fallen ships. This close
and
to the surface.
get more
Move.
items, experience, and it just happens randomly that anyone could go into it. Not people that are just in your party, but just go right into it.
So it's kind of like just like a global event or like open
Yeah.
event kind of thing. That's cool. So actually, that's one thing I'm curious about, and maybe you can speak to it a little bit better than I could. You know, a lot of people call this an MMO. I've heard people say it's not an MMO. Like, what would you classify it? Is it more of just like a shooter that's just online? Do you think it's an MMO?
I think it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
The best way to do it, it's then to me it's the next evolution of a shooter, like a online shooter.
Okay.
It takes away the whole lobby system completely. There is no lobby system at all, and it has this open world. So where the MMO aspect comes into it, that you're running around in this open world. We currently don't have this because we're just starting off the game. It's just
We're in like a tutorial.
Mission, yeah.
type, yeah. Okay.
But other than that, in the normal world, which would be very similar to this, actually I think this is the actual planet that we'll be mainly on, which is Earth, I think. You'll see other players just running around and killing the same things that you're killing to whatever mission they go. And what happens is when you get to a certain point, the game automatically goes into the mission portion of it, and everyone
So it
else
sort of
is-
instances it, and you kind of end up in your own little version of it for like mission stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone else disappears, and there's no loading time. It just goes straight into it.
Okay.
And anyone that's in your party at that time also is part of that world.
Okay, that's cool.
So I think it's MMO in the sense that it's massive multiplayer online. So in that sense, if you take that
Yeah, like
specific
the
one,
strictest definition
Yeah.
of MMO. Yeah.
then yeah, it definitely is. But I don't see it as an MMO like the WoWs that we see, because to me, there's a bit more strategy involved where you're not just looking at cooldown effects or anything like that.
Yeah.
Definitely, there is cooldowns in here for the special, which you don't currently have, but special abilities that you get.
Okay. So things like, oh, what the heck is that?
Those are shanks.
A little robot thing, I guess. That's cool. So we've seen a couple different types of enemies so far in this. I'm not the greatest shooter, so it would seem. Oh boy.
Level 2.
Okay.
Ding.
Level up. You can upgrade your abilities by pressing the hamburger button. Well, let's do that. Where's my hamburger button? That's not the hamburger button.
That's not the hamburger button either.
That's the hamburger button. Ooh, interesting.
So this is the actual main menu for your character. This is where you could put in new weapons, items. You can see there are a few, but it's definitely not as comprehensive as other MMOs.
Yeah, so you've got basic things like helmet, gloves, chest piece, boots, and what, belt? Or
No, that's like you see on his arm. There's this little band.
Oh yeah, that little thing on his arm.
Each
Okay.
class will have a different one, and they usually do more specific things that you can get.
So it's class-specific item.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then you've got primary, secondary, like weapons, and this looks like a third.
You
slot?
do get a third one, yeah, later on.
Okay.
Quite a bit later in the game, you get one.
And then my little companion guy. Oh, cool.
So it looks like you changed the shell in the beta. They didn't have any other shells that you could change in for the. For the ghost.
Oh, okay. So your ghost can actually look different.
Yeah, exactly. And you could later on you get other things like ships, and you could buy other ships.
Right.
Which I think what they're going to do is to get you further out from Earth and the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Is the whole point of the ships at that point.
That makes sense. So let's do this. What do I get to do? Abilities. Y for details. Is that what I'm doing?
Yep.
There we go. Vortex grenade. All right, let's do it.
So that was that area effect one that I was saying.
Okay.
I wouldn't really call it a grenade,
No?
really. You could use it. To me, it was more like a Hadouken because you could kind of aim it. But I guess it does do an arc. So
Okay.
yeah, I guess so.
Cool. Upgrade complete.
I'm picking up signs of an old jump ship. Could be our ticket out of here.
I sure hope it is.
So one thing to keep in mind right now, you're seeing it really gritty. The entire game is not always like this. There is a lot more light in games. Because when you're looking at this, you're seeing some of the stuff that we see in almost every other first-person shooter. Gritty, everything.
Yeah, that's really become a common theme, is just, like, the end of the world, everything is destroyed, it's always dark, and, yeah. Whoa, I hear you. Oh, where are you? Oh, you're over here.
Definitely this game has the whole post-apocalyptic kind of feel. Because it is after that traveler has pretty much died almost. He's very weak.
Okay. So yeah, admittedly, I've played a little bit of the beta. Obviously we're playing it right now. I don't know the first thing about the story of this game outside of
There's a ship.
what we've
Clear 'em
seen
out.
today in our video. I know that there's a weird white spherical thing floating above Earth called the Traveler. That's about it.
So that one that you were using, oh, I guess that is a grenade. Oh, I was thinking of a different attack then.
Oh, weird. Is that on a cooldown now? Yeah, it looks like it is.
What was I thinking of then?
I don't know.
It's been a while since I played it. Yeah, the Traveler so far is this being, but it's this big floating, almost looks like a planet. And it looks like anytime it's around any living society, it makes it stronger, makes it just better in total.
Okay.
But again, the beta had very little information about it.
I mean, that makes sense. Beta, they don't really want to give away much until people get an opportunity to like actually experience the game.
Now you see you're fighting something a bit tougher. This guy actually has a shield, just
Yeah,
like
it
you
looks
do.
like a named guy too.
Yeah.
Ron, Devil Captain. So the white bar, I'm assuming that's his shields as I shoot that down. So I don't do any damage to his health at all until his shields are down, I'm assuming.
Exactly. There might be items later on that will do both damages.
Okay. Some sort of like armor penetration.
Yeah.
So do you,
Probably items.
like as far as the like MMO experience or like RPG element, do you know if there's
Alright,
anything
let
like
me see
like
if I
armor
can get us out of
penetration, that kind of stuff? Like are those stats that happen? Have you seen anything like that?
I don't remember seeing anything
No.
for it, but definitely there could be weapons that do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it
It's
at
been here a
all.
while. Hasn't made a jump in centuries.
Right now, I'm getting really confused because I've been playing Warframe a lot, and Warframe is very similar to this game for a lot of aspects, especially the whole
I can make it
online
work.
way that it works.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a massive online like this one does, but it does seamlessly put you in with people.
Okay. Mission based. Yeah.
It's very similar, so I'm starting to get confused during the which one had which. This one's definitely simpler. This game, and it's a good thing for it. It's very straightforward of what you need to do.
Yeah. More approachable.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not going to
definitely.
break orbit. It just might get us to the city. Now,
Well, I mean,
about that trans.
you consider the fact that like Activision and Bungie have very lofty, large goals
Bringing
for
you
this
in.
game. Where did I go? Maybe if I was paying attention to what.
You got teleported inside the ship.
Okay.
Your little ghost guy, Peter, got the ship working, and then
Come back with
teleported
it when
you
you're
in.
ready. Let's get you home.
Okay. Apparently, I'm going home. Who's this guy?
It's some sort of character to it because you see him multiple times during the demo, but they never really released who it is.
Okay, so plot stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is the post-mission sort of summary, I guess.
Yeah, and then what rewards you get, like what weapons, or in this case, you got your ship.
Cool.
And again, you later on you could actually unlock different ships. One thing that I did is got a whole bunch of money and unlocked one ship during the demo. What's kind of cool about the money is it gets split apart throughout all your characters that you have. From what I remember, I don't know if they changed that from beta.
So
though.
if you collect money on one character, it's available to all of your characters?
Yeah, and if you put any items inside your storage base that you had,
Okay.
you have access between all your characters to get them.
That's common. I've seen that's a pretty common thing for most MMOs. Not so much the money thing, but the shared locker kind of idea where it helps, especially if you're out playing and you get a piece of kit that's super good for one class, that the one you're not playing. It's at least you get to give it to a different character so they can make use of it rather than you losing it entirely.
Yeah, it's I like it a lot better. I was worried that I would have to, because the last MMO that I really played, I didn't do the WoW thing. I played a MMO called Dark Ages.
Okay.
And it was made a long time ago, and to switch around items you had to log one character in, either get a friend to hold on to it or put it on the ground and hope no one steals it on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've played a lot of games that were like that. It's a very, I guess, classic way of looking at game design. And games have changed so much, and arguably to a point where things are maybe a little too neutered, a little too easy in some cases. But
And that's one thing, what I said is that this game is a lot easier than Warframe. Maybe I'll get different again, the beta was limited. I found the leveling system, there wasn't a lot of choice in the fact where you could put a lot of points. There's not really a point system where you can put a lot of points into one thing and become a warlock of blank ability specific.
yeah, and I guess I kind of noticed something like that too when I was playing. Like, I mean, we saw I just hit level 2 and I got one ability, so it's like obviously I'm going to use that one ability I have. But that was a very large grid though, so I imagine in the later levels there probably is going to be. I picture there being a lot of option as far as like sort of specializing in one particular, either like support ability or combat ability or something like that.
Well, when I was playing it and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to hold off my abilities and maybe there's going to be something better, something that costs 2 abilities, 3 abilities. And it doesn't seem,
No.
at least in beta, it's just, it seemed kind of weird to even go in there to unlock it and might as well just automatically unlocked.
What's the point of actually having to go through the effort of hitting the button if it no matter what you're going to use that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Now, again, beta was limited to 7 levels, so it's very possible that it's quite a bit different in this full version.
Fair enough.
So we are right now in your base of operations. Guardians are the Spartans of this world. Best way to put it. And you are one of the Guardians, and this is their home base kind of thing. And
So first thing I noticed is I'm in third person now for some reason. That's different.
yeah, and you can't sprint or use actually you can sprint. You can sprint, but you can't use any special abilities or shoot or anything like that.
So I can't pull out my gun or anything. No, I can't.
Yeah.
Those buttons don't do anything.
And all these people that are around you, those are actual players.
Okay.
Now, something we could actually do, I don't know, why not? If you press one of the directional arrows on the D-pad,
Yeah.
you'll start dancing.
Oh, I'm having a dance party with this guy.
And it looks like the dancing is specific to the race, so he's doing kind of like a robot move.
That's pretty cool.
And each direction does, there's dancing there, but other ones, where it becomes useful, like there's a waving one.
Dude's got sick
follow,
moves.
pointing. So when you don't have a headset, you
I
could
can sit.
show people to do things.
Yeah, I guess that's good. Little like sort of. Oh, I can salute. That's cool. Yeah, emotes that you can communicate if you don't have voice chat, I guess.
Yeah.
Access the vault. All right. So where am I supposed to go? Talk to this guy here. Postmaster. Oh, you gotta hold the button.
Yeah, that took me a while to get used to.
Yeah, I was in the mission summary we were just in. I was sitting there. I was like, why is it not? I'm hitting Y. Why are we not going forward? But then I realized very quickly that I have to hold it. I guess you have to hold it for most things then.
Yeah, for everything. And I found for certain things it just didn't make sense, like where it's a quick load, like going into a market where there's nothing else around you.
Right.
To me, probably just pressing it should have put you in there. The only time that you should have to hold it is if it's something that would take a long time to load,
Yeah.
or some story-based stuff.
So what am I getting this as a gift?
Yeah, exactly. During certain missions, depending on who you do it for, you can unlock certain things.
Okay.
She also sells stuff specific to warlocks. I haven't found a reason to really buy anything. It's just like any other.
Yeah, typical MMO thing, or you always end up getting gear that's just as good, if not better, than what you could buy.
And the other guys around that war table, the war room, I guess, those are specific to the classes for everyone else. But you could definitely talk to them and buy stuff from them as well.
Okay,
You
so
just
this is
can't
the
use it.
hunter
Yeah.
titan. Okay, that makes sense.
And they're each separate of races, just to segregate them.
So what did I get here? Oh, this is cool. I liked that in the beta too. The inventory system, it seems like efficient.
It's simple, easy, and it shows you exactly what's, your defense.
Yeah.
It would be nice. I don't know if you could compare them. If you go into details, no.
No.
It'd be nice if they showed that a green arrow pointing up, showing that it's better.
Right.
But really, numbers. The higher the number is, the better it is in this case.
That's true. I like that things are sorted logically too. Like I'm like, okay, chest armor. I don't have to go dig through my bags and find the chest piece I just picked up. I can click on my chests and be able to see that. So
Which is
switch that out.
Another bonus over Warframe is, again, this makes a bit more sense. While Warframe just puts everything all in one place and good luck.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like a little tunic. It's cool. Looks neat. All right. So what's next in this little adventure of ours?
So we have you just go over to those green exclamation points. Right now, I think you're going to get a better weapon, if I remember correctly. I did do it 3 times, so I should know this pretty well.
Well, we're going to put you to the test right away, because if you get this wrong, then nothing will happen. All right, let's see.
And I think this is going to be the interesting one because it's going to give you a few choices. You can only choose one, though.
Okay.
And this is where you get a kind of choice of what kind of character you want. When I first played it, I chose a cannon, which wasn't probably the best idea.
I feel like that's a slow weapon. Like, that's what
It
that
is.
sounds... Yeah.
It's a 6 chamber. It's
Ooh.
really strong, but slow.
Yeah, that's heavy impact. So, I like the bars. It makes it simple. You got, like... You know what you're looking for, rate of fire. Okay, that's really high on rate of fire, so that's...
And they're all the same attack in this case.
Yeah.
So it really depends on how you want it. As for example, when you are the hunter, I think the class is called, taking a pistol makes no sense when your special attack is a pistol.
Right.
To me, it seems kind of odd to do.
Makes sense. So I think I'm going to go with a scout rifle, because I tend to be like small burst type fiery person. So semi-auto seems appropriate for me. And this is, I guess, a vendor as well too, eh? So he sells stuff. All right. So now I'm assuming I have to equip that?
You do.
Okay.
And now one thing that you could do in this game, so when you equip it, you don't sell the equipment really. You could dismantle any old one. So the X is to dismantle, and that gives you items. And you get 16. I think their glimmer is the currency in this game.
Is there a spot I can go to see how much I have?
Yes,
Inventory.
there is. There we go.
Yeah, glimmer. There you go.
And you get different materials to build different things. For some things, you'll need material to actually build them, like certain planes, for example.
Okay.
And consumables, just like regular stuff, is stuff that usually stat boosting stuff.
Right. Give me more health for a little while. Give me more strength for a little while.
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly,
stuff.
double XP, stuff like that.
Makes sense. All right. What's next?
Say what you like about the Cabal.
Report to the shipwright. I don't think I'm going the right way. Okay,
No, you are.
No, I am.
Yeah, you are.
I actually kind of like that it goes into third person. I personally, as I've aged as a gamer, I've lost more. Like I find myself losing more and more interest every year with first person shooters. I'm big into experiencing universes and story, and I don't know what it is about being in a first person setting that pulls me right out of that. I don't know why. You'd think it would be the opposite because it's sort of I'm then like personifying the character myself, but I always find first person shooters just pull me right out of the atmosphere. I don't know why.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
That's why I started playing games like Uncharted and all the third person games. I feel like I'm more into the character because you can see them, you can see how they look.
Yeah.
And I get a bit more into that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
So what is this? I'm getting my ship back?
No, I think this is just saying that you have your ship.
Oh, okay.
You knew where this one's been? You'd be jealous.
So this is where you can buy some ships. They're all level dependent as well.
So I can't, like, obviously I'm super new to the game, so I can't just go and buy like a really awesome ship.
Yes, at the bottom it shows the how much glimmer, so the gold, I guess you could
Yeah.
call it, and then the level dependency for it. And they also say what they are. And if you go into preview, you can actually see what they look like for...
Oh, that's cool.
So this is not really a ship, but it's
That's
your
like a
glider.
It's like a speeder bike.
Yeah, which you get in this game. I don't know if you get it right away, but you will get it at
That's-
some point.
That's cool. That looks neat. So this is that allows you to travel on the surface of a planet
Yeah, a lot
faster, I guess.
faster.
Yeah. Okay. So it's again online game mount type experience.
Yeah.
So go to orbit. How do I do that?
So hold down Y.
Hold down Y. Oh, I gotta press this little orbital pull up my ghost button.
Yeah.
He is really small. I thought he was a lot bigger than that. All right. So now,
So here I can understand why you have to hold down Y, because
Right.
you are going into a loading screen, which is to start your missions.
you don't want to accidentally hit like menu and then
Exactly, and
Yeah,
go there, and
or view.
then
whatever
it
it's
would be
called.
just a pain.
Yeah.
And a lot of games have done that in the past. It's super annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. The loading is not that bad. I mean, it's obviously not it's not short, but for a game, you know, at this scale, at this scope, it's probably pretty good.
And it might actually go load faster as you progress. I
Mhm.
don't remember the loading being that horrible, to be honest.
Yeah.
So the destination right now, your tower is where your main home base is, and then Earth is where most of the missions, when you're starting off, that's where you're going to...
Right. So I spend most of my time on Earth. So these
Right.
are, I'm assuming, other planets that open up in time. I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
From
okay.
what I've noticed, the beta only went as far as the moon, and they only had the moon at the last couple days of beta.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to play the moon at all. I heard that it was kind of a cool place, but yeah, I think they only had it on the very last day. It was on the last few hours of the very last day they allowed people to go in. Well, let's go and try out another mission here.
I'll have to go to launch. So if you went before here, you went and got some friends to add in,
Mm-hmm.
then they would come in with you on this, and you would see their ships throughout this point
Right.
as well. I don't know if you can try
Yes,
moving a
so
ship. I think you can move your ship in here.
We were lucky to even find
Nope,
this ship.
doesn't seem like
The
it.
Guardian can't do much to protect the city with that one.
1.8.
But it needs a
thought you
warp
could
drive if we
move
ever
your
hope
ship.
to fight beyond Earth. And that
One thing that I
Cosmodrome
hope,
is the only place I know
this is
where
the
we
first
might
time we're
still find
turning
one.
it on right now, but in
If we
beta,
survive the fallen
the
world,
Xbox One version
do it
had
again.
problems with the party chat system with the Xbox.
Yes, I remember we had some issues when we were trying to play.
I was pretty much the issues, if everyone doesn't know what was happening, is that you couldn't hear someone without the Xbox, the
The Guardian
snap,
ship
the
was recently
party
shot down here.
snap
If the
tool was
Fallen haven't
on.
gotten to it,
if you
there
guys
might
were
be
in the
parts we can
party
salvage.
chat. But if you switched to game chat and then unsnapped, everyone could hear each other, which was really awkward. What that meant is if someone was playing a different game and you were party chatting with them, you couldn't hear them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember we had a lot of problems with that every time. We had a couple people, like Brendan was playing with us, and then at one point someone else tried to join in, and they didn't understand why they couldn't hear us, and it was impossible to coordinate it because one of us had to quit our game, like snap back to party chat, and then tell the person, oh, you got to switch to game chat, and it was annoying. So yeah, I do hope that they managed to iron that out. It's weird. It only happened in this one game. Like I've not experienced something like that in any other Xbox game. You know, in the almost year that the console's been out.
Definitely when the Xbox first came out, it had its own party chat system, problems, but not to that extent.
Yeah, it had lots of problems, and it still arguably still has lots of problems, but not that specific
Yeah.
problem.
So this is the open world I was talking about before,
Okay.
where right now we don't see anyone really, but usually you would see other players playing around in here as well. And because this is not really any story, it is story based, but it's not
Ship's
mission
avionics are
specific.
completely
I don't think this mission is
catatonic, but
at
I
least.
can call their last transmission.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I definitely haven't seen anybody.
You'll know right away when we get into a place where it's no one else can be in there. It might be after the first mission though, just to get you started.
So I'm already realizing I may have made a grave mistake with my weapon choice.
They managed to
By
restore
semi-auto, I
information hub here,
sort of
down in
took
the
that
tunnels
as,
below.
like,
We should check it out.
Triple
Burst.
bursts.
Yeah. it's single shot.
You'll get other weapons. It'll happen.
Details. Descend into the Cosmodrome. Alright, let's go to this Cosmodrome.
One thing I also hope they didn't. That little white box that was just pointing where you were at.
Yes.
It disappears after some time. To get it back up, you just bring up your ghost again, like you did before, and it'll come back up. I personally didn't like that.
Which box are you referring to?
Your
The marker.
Yeah, the waypoint
Yeah,
marker.
in order to... Okay. So it vanishes and you don't even know where you're going?
Yeah, so I found myself pressing the button to bring up the ghost often, mainly because I get lost in these kind of games way too easily.
Makes sense. I mean, your radar up at the top left there, when it decides not to disappear like it just did.
Downscope will disappear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the radar does have a little arrow that points in the general direction of the marker, but you still don't know if it's like through a building or that kind of stuff quite as well as. Oh, I'm gonna try to
So
not
aim?
scope these guys.
Aiming is new for you, eh?
Yeah, using using a controller and a gun, and generally just not being awful at life is new to me.
There
I'm
you
just
go.
gonna punch that guy to death. That seems more effective, less embarrassing.
Oh, so if you turn around a bit,
Oh, in
he's
here?
gone now. You see that name there?
Yeah.
That's another
Oh,
player
okay.
somewhere. He's doing a different mission. I know which mission he's doing.
So that's showing. What is he like that? He's that way somewhere. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you can actually see them through buildings and through walls and stuff.
Yeah.
That I imagine that probably makes it easier to help your friends when you're.
Yes, and I believe when the people that you are grouped with have a different color. I want to say orange or yellow or something like that.
Okay. Something that makes them identifiable. I just realized I made the assumption that this was where I was supposed to go.
It is.
Yeah.
Knife guys. Don't like them.
Suck my vortex.
So you will take damage from that, just to give you a heads up.
Oh yeah. So I
At
shouldn't
least-
go into my own vortex.
Yeah, at least I did during beta. Again,
Okay.
if they change something, then I may be wrong.
A map of the entire area.
I'm deploying my ghost.
What we really need to find is
But on a side note, I don't see too
So
many
we can
graphical
jump to
changes
any
from the beta to this one.
Yeah.
No, nothing drastic.
our only hope.
Yeah, and I guess that sort of makes sense too, because the beta was a month ago, and it's at the point where you're probably not going to see very many sweeping changes. Like balance stuff, probably a couple glitches here and there will get adjusted, but you're probably not going to see any substantial changes in the overall game. But yeah, this is the same experience. Like, these are the same missions and stuff that I played last time. Where are you guys going?
I'm really liking the new menu systems that some of these games are adopting, like when you bring out the ghost, just that it's fluid and just goes into there,
Yeah.
not just a blank screen.
Yeah, it's like actually, it's not even like. It's questionable whether or not I would even qualify it as a menu.
Yeah.
Like it's very much integrated right into the experience. You're not like taken out of the gameplay at all. I don't know how frequently I can use my punch ability, but I'm gonna make.
That one you could use whenever you want. You do get another ability that stacks on top of it later on.
Oh, cool.
And that one, it's passive, so it just does it when you can.
Looks like I'm going this way. So this is New Russia, I think, or Old Russia. Old Russia.
Yeah, I never got to play any other continent. I'm not sure if they're introduced any other continents, which is funny. I just played Metro, and it was also set in Russia.
Weird. Yeah. Oh, Metro Redux. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Also a post-apocalyptic experience. Ugh, I'm really bad at this whole sensitivity thing. I'm just looking at walls and stuff.
If you go back,
Scanning for the warp drive.
there's a chest that you
Bad
missed
news.
to the right.
It's already in full
Nope,
hands.
nope.
Out here?
Nope, right there.
Oh, jeez. That I looked at it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing somebody's paying attention.
I also played it 3 times over now.
I got gloves. I like gauntlets. What did I get here? 18. Yeah, sure. Why not? So I imagine, especially in a spot like this, if I'm in my inventory, it's not actually a paused game, I would think. Or
It's not. I don't think it's a pause game
Yeah.
because this is a
It's
MMO,
online, right.
like the style of an MMO. So I don't think it will be.
I hope you're ready for this.
So here is what I was talking about. When it goes respawn restricted,
Oh.
this is where everyone else in the world has now disappeared except for whoever's in your party. In your case, only yourself.
Okay.
And you are heading up to a boss fight.
I like boss fights.
Spoiler alert.
Headshots. Headshots. Well, let's, hopefully I won't die while I'm doing this little experience here. So I don't know about that, like, vortex grenade, but I don't feel like it's doing anything. Like,
It's hard to aim. That's the one thing. It's like the sticky back in Halo 3 or any of the Halos. It took a bit of getting used to actually doing it. Actually sticking someone with it. Though that's not a sticky gradient in any sense.
so do you know what it does? I didn't
It's
really
in the
pay
wall.
It
much
does-
attention. Oh, this guy! I'm back on. I was hoping I was gonna get to fight this guy. He was in that other clip we were
Yeah.
just at the beginning there.
It does an area of damage when someone's within that, and I believe if they're still in it, it sucks them in and does more damage.
Okay. Oh, it's not charged yet. Do I have a different weapon? I have my shotgun. That's not really all that effective.
No, if you go close to that guy, he's gonna do melee attack on you that just will rock you.
Well, you know, as much as I can't shoot, I'm pleased to experience the fact that they can't really either. I haven't really taken much of any damage this whole fight.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this. The difficulty rating, it's definitely friendly for newer players. And what's nice about for older players is it's just older players will just, or more experienced players, I guess, they'll just punch through this part. It'll be really easy until they get into something a bit more difficult.
Get to the content that really,
Yeah, that
really
really
challenges them.
But it's a nice learning curve for a lot of people. Definitely the beta had one specific mission that was a tough time. Even I was playing with 3 or 4 people. I think we actually did that mission
Yeah.
where there was like a rush of people.
It just waves over and over again.
Yeah.
That was a particularly challenging mission, and I remember when I joined into it, I think you were already like level 6 or something, and I think I was like level 2. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go play with Nico. He's good at this game. He can teach me how to play. And then you took me into this absolute just gong show of terror.
I think it's called the Devil's Lair, just to add for the fun.
Yeah. Probably apt name too.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't want to get too close to this guy.
No, I believe he melees you and it's not fun.
Get those great in my little grenade. Oh yeah, I see. That does. There's area damage on that.
Something this game does, which I always am fond in a lot of games, is it shows your damage.
Yes. Yeah. Being able to see the damage numbers, like you can see that was a headshot because it did 104 damage. And it changes colors too. Like when you actually get like a critical hit, it shows it in like a bigger, larger yellow font.
Which is always nice. And so that's where I would definitely take it away from the first-person aspect, because
Right.
that's definitely an MMO or maybe a Borderlands.
Yeah, that's
kind of
more
thing.
like definitely kind of an RPG element for sure. You'd getting hit quite a bit here. Get some shelter a little bit. So I like that the shield. I really do like the shield's regen. That's one thing for a game like this. It's so heavy action based that I think having to stop and like hit a health potion button would be. I think it'd be too much.
Cumbersome.
Yeah, it would really take you out of that experience a lot.
And it just doesn't suit this, what they're trying to do with this game. And it's not really Bungie,
True. Yeah.
the way of doing things.
Not their style
You
at
just
all.
killed an Archon, and we got a warp drive.
I think they're
This
the
could
ones that really
cripple
made
the Fallen. We need to go see
the shield-based
speaker.
system kind of known through Halo. But Halo 1, if I remember correctly, had a shield and also life at the same time, if I remember correctly. Like you have a
Yeah,
shield and you go
yeah,
through
you
life.
did. You had your shield bar, and then below that you had a health bar, kind of like how the enemies have it in this. And I guess you kind of have it in this too. I noticed like when I get to a certain point, if it gets to the bottom third, it goes red, and that seems to be like, I kind of read that as like now this is your danger point.
Nova Bomb is what I was thinking of before. That's going to be the...
That's what I just learned.
No, you've learned Glide, which is your double jump. Now, what I found in this, with this class specific, the double jump is kind of odd on controlling it. It's not like a regular double jump like the other classes is a double jump. It's a jetpack. You just go up kind of thing.
Right.
This one, it is like a gliding kind of aspect, and you can move your character up. I never really mastered it.
That's weird. You sort of float up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mind you, a lot of people were saying that this class is the overpowered class out of them. I didn't feel that way when I played it, but again, most Magic users in almost every game, when you get later on into it, I could see that happening.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think this is probably pretty good for a little preview of Destiny. I'm excited. I'm interested. I was a little bit skeptical up until playing the beta, I think. I'm a victim of the hype machine a lot. I tend to get like really, really into a lot of upcoming games, and I tend to follow announcements and stuff really, really closely. I don't know what it is about this game that I just really didn't care at all.
I was the exact same way. I saw it and I'm like, no, it doesn't look at all. Then I did the beta because I got invited to beta, so why not?
Yeah, might as well give it a chance. It's free.
And I was very pleasantly surprised over just how it looks. It looks gorgeous, and just the ease. It's just super simple for anyone to pick up and play, but it has enough meat on it for some of the more hardcore gamers to get into it. And again, the whole matchmaking option of it, it was seamless. And I've been a huge person against the old matchmaking style of things, trying to find something new, and I was glad to see something newer showing in this.
Yeah, more that the persistent world.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. All right, well, thank you for taking a look at our video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know, like I said, I think we both said we're both pretty excited about the game. I think we're pretty big fans of it so far. I'd really like to see what you guys think, so let us know in the comments for sure. We'd love to know what you guys think of the game. And of course, you can always take a look at some of our other footage. We've got quite a few videos up on. We're going to have lots of coverage. There's tons of really awesome new games coming out there at the end of this year or for the next several months. So we'll have tons of content coming up over the next few months. I'm Ryan. Again, this is Nico. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Don't forget you can like us on facebook.com/theksgn. Follow us on Twitter @theksgn, or visit our website, killscreengaming.com. And of course, don't forget to click that big shiny red subscribe button. Come on, you know you wanna.